Hey there, Flo here. Whoa, why did my... That was weird. Let me check that real quick. My microphone seems to be pretty loud. Shouldn't be. Change anything. Let's try that. Okay. So yeah, Flo here with another Bible reading stream. Gonna make it pretty quick today because I'm super tired. So today we're finishing off Job, I believe. For some reason, I was thinking I was kind of behind, and so I had to do 2 in one day, but technically I'm not really. But I'm still going to do it because I want to. I already did a Bible reading stream like super early this morning, like, I don't know, I think it was like 2 a.m. or something like that. 1 a.m., I don't know. Anyway, I'll talk more about just random vlog stuff at the end. So yeah, finishing Job chapters 40 to 42 and Mark chapter 2. Okay, let's go for it. While I'm thinking about it, I decided to download a Bible app so the text looks a little bit different than it has, but I think it'll work a little bit better. See how it goes. All right, let's go for it. Job chapter 40. Moreover, Yahweh answered Job, "Shall he who argues contend with the Almighty? He who argues with God, let him answer it." Then Job answered Yahweh, "Behold, I am of small account. What will I answer you? I lay my hand on my mouth. I have spoken once, and I will not answer. Yes, twice, but I will proceed no further." Then Yahweh answered Job out of the whirlwind, "Now brace yourself like a man. I will question you, and you will answer me. Will you even annul my judgment? Will you condemn me that you may be justified? Or do you have an arm like God? Can you thunder with a voice like him? Now deck yourself with excellency and dignity. Array yourself with honor and majesty. Pour out the fury of your anger. Look at everyone who is proud and bring him low. Look at everyone who is proud and humble him. Crush the wicked in their place. Hide them in the dust together. Bind their faces in the hidden place. Then I will also admit to you that your own right hand can save you. See now Behemoth, which I made as well as you. He eats grass as an ox. Look now, his strength is in his thighs. His force is in the muscles of his belly. Who moves his tail like a cedar. The sinews of his thighs are knit together. His bones are like tubes of bronze. His limbs are like bars of iron. He is the chief of the ways of God. He who made him gives him his sword. Surely the mountains produce food for him, where all the animals of the field play. He lies under the lotus trees, in the covert of the reed and the marsh. The lotuses cover him with their shade. The willows of the brook surround him. Behold, if a river overflows, he doesn't tremble. He is confident, though the Jordan swells even to his mouth. Shall any take him when he is on the watch, or pierce through his nose with a snare? I kind of forgot about this part of Job where it talks about the behemoth and Leviathan, two creatures that it's not super clear what he's describing. Some people think it's like an alligator or crocodile, or other people think it's more like a something like a mythical being, like a dragon or dinosaur or something. Not that those are necessarily mythical, but like more fantastic. But I don't really know. It's not that important to me. It's just some people like to speculate about it. So yeah, let's just keep going. Job chapter 41. Can you draw out Leviathan with a fish hook, or press down his tongue with a cord? Can you put a rope into his nose, or pierce his jaw through with a hook? Will he make many petitions to you, or will he speak soft words to you? Will he make a covenant with you that you should take him for a servant forever? Will you play with him as with a bird, or will you bind him for your girls? Will traders barter for him? Will they part him among the merchants? Can you fill his skin with barbed irons, or his head with fish spears? Lay your hand on him, remember the battle, and do so no more. Behold, the hope of him is in vain. Won't one be cast down even at the sight of him? None is so fierce that he dare stir him up. Who then is he who can stand before me? Who has first given to me that I should repay him? Everything under the heavens is mine. I will not keep silence concerning his limbs, nor his mighty strength, nor his goodly frame. Who can strip off his outer garment? Who will come within his jaws? Who can open the doors of his face? Around his teeth is terror. Strong scales are his pride, shut up together with a close seal. One is so near to another that no air can come between them. They are joined to one another. They stick together so that they can't be pulled apart. His sneezing flashes out light. His eyes are like the eyelids of the morning. Out of his mouth go burning torches. Sparks of fire leap out. Out of his nostrils a smoke goes as of a boiling pot over a fire of reeds. His breath kindles coals. A flame goes out of his mouth. There is strength in his neck. Terror dances before him. The flakes of his flesh are joined together. They are firm on him. They can't be moved. His heart is as firm as a stone. Yes, firm as the lower millstone. When he raises himself up, the mighty are afraid. They retreat before his thrashing. If one attacks him with a sword, it can't prevail, nor the spear, the dart, nor the pointed shaft. He counts iron as straw and bronze as rotten wood. The arrow can't make him flee. Sling stones are like chaff to him. Clubs are counted as stubble. He laughs at the rushing of the javelin. His undersides are like sharp potsherds, leaving a trail in the mud like a threshing sledge. He makes the deep to boil like a pot. He makes the sea like a pot of ointment. He makes a path shine after him. One would think the deep had white hair. On earth there is not his equal that is made without fear. He sees everything that is high. He is king over all the sons of pride. So I can see kind of why some people think that might be referring to like a dragon, because it seems to talk so much about fire and light and other effects, which is interesting. I've always wondered about that. Like, there's so many cultures that have cultures and stories and legends and things that have dragons in them. Makes you kind of wonder if, like, is it possible that many years ago there was a creature like that? I mean, we know there's like dinosaurs, which seem completely crazy in our day that such huge things could exist. And I don't know, if something like that existed, then I suppose it's possible. But most people think of dragons as mythical, but I don't really know, honestly. I've heard different theories. Okay, last chapter of Job, 42. It's got to wrap it up pretty soon. This is just the last chapter. I'm just kind of surprised. Then Job answered Yahweh, I know that you can do all things, and that no purpose of yours can be restrained. You asked, who is this who hides counsel without knowledge? Therefore I have uttered that which I didn't understand, things too wonderful for me, which I didn't know. You said, listen now, and I will speak. I will question you, and you will answer me. I had heard of you by the hearing of the ear, but now my eye sees you. Therefore I abhor myself and repent in dust and ashes. It was so that after Yahweh had spoken these words to Job, Yahweh said to Eliphaz the Temanite, my wrath is kindled against you, and against your two friends, for you have not spoken of me the thing that is right, as my servant Job has. Now therefore take to yourselves 7 bulls and 7 rams, and go to my servant Job, and offer up for yourselves a burnt offering, and my servant Job shall pray for you. For I will accept him, that I not deal with you according to your folly. For you have not spoken of me the thing that is right, as my servant Job has. So Eliphaz the Temanite and Bildad the Shuhite and Zophar the Naamathite went and did what Yahweh commanded them, and Yahweh accepted Job. Yahweh turned the captivity of Job when he prayed for his friends. Yahweh gave Job twice as much as he had before. Then came there to him all his brothers and all his sisters, and all those who had been of his acquaintance before, and ate bread with him in his house. They comforted him and consoled him concerning all the evil that Yahweh had brought on him. Everyone also gave him a piece of money, and every one a ring of gold. So Yahweh blessed the latter end of Job more than his beginning. He had 14,000 sheep, 6,000 camels, 1,000 yoke of oxen, and 1,000 female donkeys. He had also 7 sons and 3 daughters. He called the name of the first Jemimah, and the name of the second Keziah, and the name of the third Karen Hapuch. In all the land were no women found so beautiful as the daughters of Job. Their father gave them an inheritance among their brothers. After this, Job lived 140 years and saw his sons and his sons' sons to 4 generations. So Job died, being old and full of days. All right, so that's the end of that story. It's a cool ending. There's actually a couple things in that conclusion that I didn't remember. Mainly, let's see. I remembered that God, well, I didn't remember that Job commanded his friends to go offer sacrifices and have Job pray for them. I knew that he prayed for them in the end, but I didn't remember that God told them to do that. The other thing, where is it? I didn't remember this part about all his brothers and sisters and all those who had been of his acquaintance before. This part here. It's kind of sad in a way. Like, it's a good ending and stuff, but it's like, where were these people when he really needed them? It's like, did they abandon him, or they were just slow to act? I don't know. It's kind of sad. It's like, now that Job is restored and his health is back and stuff, now they come and comfort him. It's like, oh man. It's like, if I was Job, I would almost feel like, okay, you guys are here, great, but this feels kind of fake. Like, you guys didn't seem to care at all when I was going through all that terrible stuff. But I guess, you'll get over that pretty quick because it's like so joyful that you have friends and people that care about you finally again. I almost wonder if, it doesn't say this in the text or anything, but I almost wonder that part of Job's trial was that God caused or allowed all of the people that should have been there for him to just not be there, and that was just part of the situation that God brought on him. And God actually admits, it's not denied that God did the stuff. And evil is a weird word here. It's actually translated strangely. Let me see if I can be sure of this. Let's see. Job 42:11. Let's look that up here. I've had the "You Are My Sunshine" song stuck in my head today. Let's see. So that word, the ESV, I like the ESV. It's one of my favorite translations, but I don't use it on stream that much because I have to be careful about copyright. But usually when it has footnotes in the ESV, I learned this from a friend that typically the words that it uses in the footnotes are actually more accurate translations, which is weird because you would think they would use the most appropriate word or accurate word in the text. But so in this case, this word can also be translated disaster, or I don't know, I think I've heard another word used. I can't remember. King James, I don't remember what it uses, but anyway, it doesn't mean that God does evil because he's not capable of doing evil. But it's basically like awful things. Awful or, disastrous, filled with terror, or, things like that. God does things that are like fearful and like mighty and powerful and destructive, like he destroys things. But that doesn't mean he's evil. So it's a weird, confusing word. But anyway, it doesn't deny that God allowed, or even, I don't know if he did any of that stuff, or if it was all stuff that Satan did and just God allowed. It's not super clear. But anyway, it's nice that he finally had friends and family again that actually gave a rip. Sometimes it feels like when you're going through something, you're all alone. And yeah. And also when you're going through hard times, you don't always feel like seeking the comfort of friends and family because you just feel like you might be a burden to them, or just they won't understand. Speaking from personal experience, but you kind of hope in the back of your mind that somebody's going to take notice and come say something nice or help you or something. But it doesn't always happen. Let's see, what else? Is there something else I was thinking? Can't remember. Oh, it's interesting that he lived 140 years because I still don't know. I haven't done a lot of back research on when Job lived, but I think it was pretty early times, and there was a certain period of time when God limited the length of men, how long they live, to 120 years, and that's why, you don't really have people that live longer than that these days. But it's interesting that Job lived 140, so he's like mega blessed with long life. Yeah, it's interesting. It would be kind of cool to do a little bit more research and figure out where he lived and what time period. I think I've read about that before. I don't retain information well. Like I look up stuff all the time, like, cause I'm fairly curious, not just about the Bible, but science and other subjects, random stuff. I look it up and, oh, that's the information. And then like 2 weeks later, I don't remember anything. I have to look it up again. Oh, it's pathetic, but oh well. Let's see, anything else? So yeah, this part is how I remembered it. He actually says it twice. He said, "For you have not spoken of me what is right, as my servant Job has." So, and it's cool that God refers to Job as his servant quite a few times in this last chapter. So even just in that title, he's showing him favor, like setting him apart as somebody special. So he's remembering how the beginning of the story started, when he was in heaven and kind of boasting about his servant Job. For a while, it kind of seems like, I mean, the story makes God sound like he has two personalities or something. Like he has the personality in the beginning where he's boasting about Job and how good he is, and then it sort of sounds like he's being mean, or like, persuaded to allow Job to go through this stuff. But not only that, like his speech at the end is kind of, I don't know if it's mean, but it's just kind of like trying to like put Job in his place or whatever. Well, it doesn't really seem mean. Like God is actually a lot more gentle with Job than his friends were, which is kind of ironic, since he's the one with ultimate power and authority, and these mere men, are super judgmental and mean to Job, whereas God is a lot more merciful. But he definitely puts Job in his place. Z Ghostly. Hi. How's it going? That's a familiar name. There's a slight chance that you're somebody that I know, but probably not. Probably the first time I've seen you. But thanks for dropping in. Don't usually get people saying hi on Twitch. You were starting Job? Really? That's cool. Yeah, I'm doing Job because I'm on a annual reading plan, and it's somewhat chronological, but also parallel. It's doing the Old and New Testament roughly in chronological order, but like overlapping them a bit. Nice. I just finished Job. This is the last reading from Job for me, and then I'm gonna also do Mark, which I don't want to forget to do that. Mark chapter 2, so I'll read that real quick. Yeah, so I'm just doing my daily reading online. I just figured it would help me kind of motivate to do it, and it totally has. It's helped me a lot, honestly, to stream this. I don't get a lot of people watching, but I don't really care at all. It's helping me stick to a schedule, so it's been good. All right, so I'm going to read, hey, Yuri Capella. I'm going to read Mark chapter 2, and then I'll do a little bit of chit chat at the end, or I have a few things I wanted to talk about, just how today went, if I can remember to do that. I'm really tired though, so I'm not going to go too late. All right, so Mark chapter 2. And when he returned to Capernaum after some days, it was reported that he was at home, and many were gathered together, so that there was no more room, not even at the door. And he was preaching the word to them. And they came, bringing to him a paralytic carried by 4 men. And when they could not get near him because of the crowd, they removed the roof above him. And when they had made an opening, they let down the bed on which the paralytic lay. And when Jesus saw their faith, he said to the paralytic, "Son, your sins are forgiven." Now some of the scribes were sitting there, questioning in their hearts, "Why does this man speak like that? He is blaspheming. Who can forgive sins but God alone?" And immediately Jesus, perceiving in his spirit that they thus questioned within themselves, said to them, "Why do you question these things in your hearts? Which is easier, to say to the paralytic, 'Your sins are forgiven,' or to say, 'Rise, take up your bed and walk'? But that you may know that the Son of Man has authority on earth to forgive sins," he said to the paralytic, "I say to you, rise, pick up your bed, and go home." And he rose and immediately picked up his bed and went out before them all, so that they were all amazed and glorified God, saying, "We never saw anything like this." He went out again beside the sea, and all the crowd was coming to him, and he was teaching them. And as he passed by, he saw Levi, the son of Alphaeus, sitting at the tax booth, and he said to him, "Follow me." And he rose and followed him. And as he reclined at table in his house, many tax collectors and sinners were reclining with Jesus and his disciples, for there were many who followed him. And the scribes of the Pharisees, when they saw that he was eating with sinners and tax collectors, said to his disciples, "Why does he eat with tax collectors and sinners?" And when Jesus heard it, he said to them, "Those who are well have no need of a physician, but those who are sick. I came not to call the righteous, but sinners." Now John's disciples and the Pharisees were fasting, and people came and said to him, "Why do John's disciples and the disciples of the Pharisees fast, but your disciples do not fast?" And Jesus said to them, "Can the wedding guests fast while the bridegroom is with them? As long as they have the bridegroom with them, they cannot fast. The days will come when the bridegroom is taken away from them, and then they will fast in that day. No one sews a piece of unshrunk cloth on an old garment. If he does, the patch tears away from it, the new from the old, and a worse tear is made. And no one puts new wine into old wineskins. If he does, the wine will burst the skins, and the wine is destroyed, and so are the skins. But new wine is for fresh wineskins." One Sabbath he was going through the grain fields, and as they made their way, his disciples began to pluck heads of grain. And the Pharisees were saying to him, "Look, why are they doing what is not lawful on the Sabbath?" And he said to them, "Have you never read what David did when he was in need and was hungry, he and those who were with him? How he entered the house of God in the time of Abiathar the high priest, and ate the bread of the presence, which is not lawful for any but the priests to eat, and also gave it to those who were with him." And he said to them, The Sabbath was made for man, not man for the Sabbath. So the Son of Man is Lord even of the Sabbath. I almost kept reading. Just once you get into it, you're just like, I just got to keep going. So that's it for today. My daily reading. My phone is going crazy. Why is my phone beeping? Gotta see what that's all about. Don't know. So let's see. I don't have a whole lot to talk about, but I did kind of rearrange my lighting and stuff, and then like I mentioned earlier, I decided to download a Bible app. I was getting kind of annoyed at using Bible Gateway. I like Bible Gateway, but it has a bunch of ads and a bunch of extra stuff I have to crop off for my stream, and I was sort of hoping to find something that had a little bit smoother scrolling. I mean, I'm using Bible by Olive Tree app on my computer now, and just window capturing it in OBS. I think it looks a little bit better, but I don't know. It's not, this scrolling isn't that much smoother. I was actually hoping to find like a free Bible app that would scroll automatically, kind of slow, so I don't have to like keep doing this jerky scrolling. But it's fine. I couldn't find any that did that, so this will work. Actually, the one benefit of using the Bible Gateway website is that I can have all the verses, all the chapters like open, and I can just switch between them really quickly. But I don't know. I think I'm going to do it this way anyway with the app thingy. So there's that. I was hoping to go on a hike today. Is pretty nice in the fact that there was no precipitation. It wasn't raining or snowing or whatever. So I actually got up really early. Well, technically I stayed up all night, but I was up early, and so I went, I drove somewhere and got a little bit of a breakfast. And I thought I would drive just to a place that's kind of close to a neighborhood, so I thought I could probably get there because they would plow the roads through the neighborhood. Because I knew that if I just went straight out into the forest or the mountains, that I wouldn't be able to get very far, because it's like at least 2 feet of snow around here. And if they don't plow the roads, there's no way I can possibly get there. So, yeah, I went to that neighborhood, and I was kind of hoping that some of the roads going out into the forest from that neighborhood would at least be clear enough, because people would be going out in like their snowmobiles and stuff, and just making a path or something. But there was nothing. Like, I don't know, apparently nobody's going out or something, which kind of surprised me, because last year I did a ton of snow hikes and stuff, and there was, I want to say there was as much or more snow last year. I think there was more, maybe. But I was able to get to a lot of crazy places last year, but this year it's like, nope. So that was kind of disappointing, but anyway, I tried and failed. So that kind of got me in a bummed mood, because I was really looking forward to that. I probably could have gone anyway, but I never, like, I don't really feel comfortable like parking in a random rural neighborhood and walking off to go hiking or something, because I don't know what those people will think about my car being in their neighborhood. Like, they might, I don't know, that's probably fine, but they might, I don't know what they would do. If they would, the worst case scenario, they would like call and get my car towed or something. It just seems crazy. Like, in this city, it's not a big deal. Like, you just park along a curb and stuff, and nobody thinks twice about it. But like when you're out in the middle, in a small rural neighborhood, it's not, I've never once seen a car like parked along the road ever, because people have bigger properties and like driveways and all this stuff. Like, most people have like acre properties or several acres, so it feels weirder to park near their properties for some reason. So I didn't feel comfortable doing that. But anyway, afterwards though, I was thinking like, I probably could have done that. And then just, even though I couldn't drive anywhere to hike, I could just, I mean, I brought my snowshoes and my micro spikes, so I probably could have done that, but I didn't. And then I don't know, I'm just kind of discouraged today. Not because of that really. It's there's other stuff going on and just not having a good day, but that's all right. That's the way it goes. But that's pretty much it though. Nothing else exciting. I was actually planning to do that hike, and then I was targeting an area that I'm pretty sure has a decent signal if I get up high enough over the trees. I think I've checked the signal there before, so if I would have gotten up there, I probably could have live streamed. But so I brought all my gear for that, so I was all ready to do all that stuff. But it's just got disappointed when I saw how thick the snow was. Like it's like some miles away from where I lived, that neighborhood. And it's actually a lot deeper there, the snow is, than where I live. So I was thinking if it's like the snow where I live, I could probably make it. I could find a road that's plowed or just get out somewhere. But it was way worse, just a few miles away. So yeah. Anyway, it wasn't reasonable to do. I don't think I'm going to be able to hike for a while, like unless the snow melts away really fast. It's going to be a while, because it's way too deep to even think about getting anywhere. Unless more people get out and like in their snowmobiles or ATVs or whatever, and sort of compress the snow down better, then maybe I could drive there also. But I don't have high enough clearance to like do that myself. Like I would probably just get stuck. So yeah, it's a bummer. But I want to get out before the end of January, just at least once. Hopefully. I mean, I can just go for a walk. I might just do that just to say that I did something. And just stupid annoying. I'm not going to say specifically what is going on, but I have to drive to a bigger town to get some stupid thing done, and I have to do that. And I kind of delay the whole job search thing again. It's really annoying. So, blah, blah. Anyway. Oh, I also need to pray. I always forget to do that. So I guess I'll do that at the end instead of the beginning. But yeah. Let's see. Do I have any? I don't really like to ask people to pray for me, but I mean, I've been discouraged for a long time. And so I'm experiencing a very minor Job life right now where nothing seems to work out. And I actually called my mom because I was so stinking discouraged. I just needed somebody to talk to. I don't have any friends where I live, so she's pretty reliable to be a good listener. And so I just talked to her for quite a while this afternoon. But yeah, so if anybody hears this or watches the replay, if you could just, and you're a believer and could say a prayer for me, I would appreciate it. Anyway, I'm not going to pray for myself. So yeah, I'll just say a quick prayer and be on my way. So, dear Lord, thank you for getting me through another day, and please forgive me for being way worse than Job. Like Job is like this shining example of obedience and being righteous or favored by you, I guess. I don't know what the right word is, but I know I'm nothing like that. And so whatever he failed in or erred in, I'm so way beyond that. It's not even funny. But Oh, I hope you don't come in a whirlwind and just like lecture me, because it won't be pretty, I don't think. But anyway, don't expect that. But please, yeah, be merciful. Just say that. Thank you for this story of Job, and that you included that in scripture, that we can learn from it and take away a lot of stuff. Please teach us and help us to, I don't know. I don't even have words today. I'm just kind of tired, and thought I was going to say something, and it's just, boop, it's gone. So I'm sure you know what I'm thinking, so you can fill in the blanks for me. Pray for anybody that might be dropping by or watching this later. Just please bless everyone that joins this channel in any way, shape, or form. Part of the reason I'm doing this is because I want to share my joy in you and my love of you with others, and I'm not good with communicating that, and I'm a terrible witness for you, and not good at explaining things at all, nor am I a teacher or leader of any kind. Just a regular person, poorly trying to follow you and share your love with others, and pretty much the last person that should be doing this, but yeah, do it anyway. I just pray that you would be honored, and that you would use this opportunity to somehow speak into others' lives and bless them and encourage them. Pray for those that have needs that aren't expressed, but they're thinking it right now or later. Just, Lord, you know what they need, and I pray that you would, in your wisdom, provide the things that people need in truth, not just random pointless junk that people think they need, but the things that actually are important. Pray that you would provide and protect and bring us together another day to read more of your word, and give us a hunger for it. Help us to apply it to our lives, and thank you for all these things in Jesus' name, amen. Alrighty, I am going to head out. I probably won't stream, at least I'm not going to read tomorrow, because I'm done with this week's reading. So I might read again on Sunday, since that's the first day of the next week. So the next reading, we're on week 4 already. It's kind of going fast. Man, my vision's bad in this light. Looks like Genesis. Ooh, I cannot read. I need a light. A flashlight or something. Use my phone. Use my phone. There we go. Oh, wow. We got through Genesis 11 already? What? Is that right? That can't be right. So, I didn't know we read that much already. Okay. Anyway, so next week, the first day, which will probably be Sunday, Genesis 11:27 to 15:21, and John chapter 5. So that'll be the next reading. Okay. I like this new setup, though. I think the lighting looks better, but it's also more maintainable. Like, this is way easier to put this lamp right here than where I had it over there, and it looks stupid being like super close and on the edge of the screen. So I think it looks better now. So that's how I will do it in the future. And it's getting to the point where everything's kind of set up. The only annoying thing is that if I do the other types of streaming, which I would like to, like bookbinding and other stuff, possibly playing piano or something, I have to move all these lights and junk over to the other area where I do those activities. So I don't know. I used to, back when I was doing streaming a lot, I actually bought a lot of duplicate gear, and I still have quite a bit of stuff. I might have enough stuff to set up lights and stuff in two different areas, but I don't have two nice cameras. Like, I have some junky webcams that look bad that I can use over there, but if I want it to look good like this it does over here, I'd have to bring this nice camera there over to the other spot, and then I don't know, if I keep moving it back and forth, it's really annoying. I wish I had two decent cameras, but first world problems. Shouldn't complain. I have well enough gear to do streaming stuff. Anyway, there's a chance I might do a stream like that, like tomorrow, like bookbinding or something, because I've sort of been wanting to do that. And I'm kind of getting way too wrapped up in my video editing and photo processing from hikes and stuff. Like, it's kind of fun, and it's good to get some of that backlogged stuff caught up a bit. But I don't want to just sit at the computer all the time. Like, I've been wanting to write in my journal again, or do something like more constructive or creative or something. So doing the book binding would be good, or whatever. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll just sleep all day because I'm crazy tired. But anyway, I think that's it. I'm going to head out. And yeah, thanks everybody that lurking or whatever. I'll see you guys next time.